everyone, and welcome to Number 9 Farms. Today is day 25 of the Threeriverschallenge, and tonight Colby has requested spaghetti, and so has Bruce. So we're gonna have spaghetti. But I wanted to talk a quick little thing about the Girl Scout cookies. Bruce and I did Girl Scouts, and yes, Bruce helped too. Bruce was the money maker for the team. They called us Camp Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Because we always took big trips, and the girls really appreciate it because I see these girls, not so much now, but I've even seen them on Instagram and stuff, and they commented on how much all those trips meant to them. They did Cave Spelunking. They went to Hershey Park 3 times.
I'd like to go
Washington D.C.
Yeah.
Lots of big trips. I can't remember everything we did.
I can't either.
It's just so much. But they would work really hard. In fact, one year, one of my daughter Alexis was number 1, not number 1, but in the top 10 Girl Scout sellers for the entire council. And every year we always went and sold the cookies, and everybody would see me, and first thing they say, I want to get some Girl Scout cookies. So guys, I just want to stress to you, not stress, but that, if you see these girls out there selling, please try to support them if you can, because it really means so much. And just ask them questions. They always want to know, what are you doing with the money? And even if you don't want to buy one, just give them $1, whatever. But I know this might be way off content, but I just want you, me and Bruce did service unit cookie chair, which means that you run the whole county's cookies. We also did cookie cupboard, so all the cookies would be at my house. And we had a barn that was closed in like a Quonset hut at one of our other houses. And it was good times, but it was stressful too, because a lot of times people didn't want to pay, and it was hard to collect the money, and that would always be the hardest part of my job. But this year there's 2 people who make Girl Scout cookies, in case you didn't know. There's Little Brownie Bakers and ABC Bakers. Crystal, which my daughter, Skylar, my granddaughter, is the one selling these, and they sent these to me. Crystal, I haven't paid her yet, but she knows I'm good for the money. But anyways, she asked me what we wanted, and what we like to do with these is we always got a bunch of these, and we put them in the freezer and use them for cheesecakes, and that was delicious. But all during those years, it was good times, and I just want to tell you, if you guys see people coming up for the next few months. Alright, so all the nuts are done now. So what I do is I let them cool a little bit, just so that when they get in the jar, in case there's any condensation, there is the pecans, or is
pecans.
Yes. So listen to this. Okay, you hear that? That snap? That's how you know that they're done. And then there. I love me a pecan. Alright, so the walnuts are down, and I just wanted to show you the walnuts, how crunchy they are. And now I'm just going to go ahead and start off with putting these in the. Now they're nice and crunchy, and these make great snacks, but you don't usually ½ ounce a day, because anything more than that, you're adding a lot of fat. But a lot of them have really good, like the pecans. I think they even have selenium as well. But usually me and Bruce eat 3 Brazil nuts a day for the selenium. The selenium is not something that you normally. Oh, well, don't do that. Alright guys, well I'm going to fill this jar up with as much of the almonds as I can, and then I'll bring you back. Well guys, look again. Another hibiscus has bloomed. My goodness. And then I saw the over here, if you see that, that's a poinsettia. And that one I bought in 2018, and I gave them all out as gifts at the farmer's market. I think I got them at Lowe's for like $1.99, and so now I've had that, and then now it's turning, the little flowers are turning red on it. Okay, so this is what we ended up with. So the 5 pounds fit in here. Actually, this, I couldn't believe it actually, because I thought last time I filled it up and didn't have any left. But this right here, the walnuts, that was 2 pounds of walnuts, 5 pounds of pecans, and thanks, Dusty, 5 pounds of almonds. So if you have any ideas out there for me, because we have a lot of walnuts, so I'm going to be doing more walnuts. That's why I went ahead and put it in the half-gallon jar. All right. Since we're doing spaghetti tonight, we've got the spaghetti sauce. I've got a gluten-free, the chickpea pasta, which is delicious, and I've got pesto. So mine is going to be purple basil, which we grew all the basil. These are our garlic scapes, and do that with this with some olive oil, and then spaghetti, ground beef, and the sauce, and some freeze-dried garlic and onion. And then we don't have any bread, and I didn't have time to make bread because I was pretty much gone with physical therapy and the boys basketball and everything. And then we had a visitor, so it was just a wild day. So I ended up, Bruce said there was English muffins in the freezer, so I'm going to turn those into garlic toast. Now that the water is boiling, I'm going to go ahead and put the noodles in. It was so funny because when my daughter Crystal, the one who's in the Army, she used to call and ask me all the time, Mama, do I put the noodles in before the water boils or after? And I used to say after. So she did it so many times that it became a joke, like, and we all used to laugh about it. But just go ahead and put all the noodles in. You don't have to put oil in your pasta. A lot of people do, but you want the salt water to be in your noodles, your sauce to be absorbed by your noodles. So your sauce, to go into the noodles is what I'm trying to say. So I'm getting the hamburger cooked right now. Let's see if I can show you guys. There you go. Oh, I left the stand at Cody's house. So you figures, right? Always gotta forget something. I used to tell everybody that's so I can come back. And when I first met Bruce the first time, I had just made this really long necklace that was like really long down to here, had a bunch of beads on it and stuff, and I had taken it off, and because we went swimming and stuff like that. No, it was March. No, we didn't go swimming. Anyways, I took it off, and because we met at the beach. But anyways, when I took it off, I forgot it. So I left and didn't think nothing of it. And he calls me Monday night, and I figured I'd never hear from him again. And he calls me Monday night, and he says, you forgot your necklace. And I was like, oh. So I was really surprised, because this was back in 1984, 85. They had party lines actually where he lived, and they still had the party line. And when he would pick up, like sometimes other people would pick up while they were using it, because he lived in the country. So I wanted you to see the freeze-dried onions and the freeze-dried garlic in there, so that this is something you can do with your garlic too. You didn't have to rehydrate it. You can just throw it right in there. So, but I tell you what, whoever invented these things, brilliant. Because they have really made it nice to cook with. Get the hamburger just right. And then I usually, once it's cooking pretty good, I go ahead and change over to a wooden spoon. You know your noodles are done when they stick to the wall. What I do is I go ahead and put the noodles and the hamburger together, and I put the sauce on top. And this way, like when I had all the kids to serve, I did this because like my daughter, she now makes it where she does it. She doesn't put she has everybody get their own sauce out. And I did this because when I had all the kids, this was easier for me just to serve up. So, and I may need to go get another jar of sauce because Bruce likes it saucy. Saucy. Gotta get it saucy. But it really doesn't need much more. Like if I had like a pint jar, it would be perfect. But it's simple spaghetti. Everybody loves it. And one of the little tricks too, that's a good spaghetti. And when I was in the 12th grade, why, Kobe, you're telling my secrets before I can get them out. So we had all these little cooking things because I took a cooking like foods 101 or something. I don't know what it was. And there's sugar. So the guy brings in some spaghetti, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best spaghetti I've ever ate in my life. And he said, well, you know what the secret is? I said, no. And he told me it was sugar. So since then, I've always sprinkled a little bit of sugar in the spaghetti, and I'm telling you, it really brings out the flavor. And this is where now I go ahead and bring out like Italian seasoning or basil, a couple things like that, and put in the spaghetti seasoning, pizza seasoning, whatever you have, to go ahead and add some good seasoning to it as well. And I think I will go get one more little jar of spaghetti sauce. And sometimes the kids will fuss at me and say, oh, you got too much noodles and not enough sauce. And then other times they'll say, oh, we ran out of noodles before we ran out of sauce. So sometimes you got to get that ratio just right to keep the babies happy. So I went down and got another spaghetti sauce, and it just probably didn't need but a half of it. So I think that's a note that I'm going to make myself. So next time I do make spaghetti sauce, I am going to make some pint jars, because you don't quite need the full amount for, you know, like, at least this was 2 pounds of hamburger and 1 pound of pasta. So that's that. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to do the bread because it is frozen solid. And when I mean frozen solid, I can't even cut it with a knife. So, and I don't use a microwave. The Azure spaghetti seasoning. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in too. And I never really am, we like a lot of spice and flavor. So I'm not shy with things for sure. And I guess y'all probably already guessed that. I just go ahead and now, you know, sometimes I get fussed at, like my granddaughter said, my food's too spicy. So I have got that. But we've been so used to eating spicy stuff that, and I'm gonna go ahead and let that sit. And of course tomorrow, if it was to make it, it would be even better. My water's still boiling though. Alright guys. I ended up adding the rest of the sauce because it was only like a quarter of the jar left, so I said whatever, you're going in. I also always eat peas with it, and Dusty always eats the most. All right, so looky there. There is the gluten-free version with the pesto and the purple basil. And this is the spaghetti.
This is where Bruce eats both.
Yeah.
The good and the bad.
That's so good. I want to be like the little Mikey kid.
Oh. All right, so oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell you guys, I made that garlic pesto because Diane told me about it, and it is the best stuff. It's the garlic scape pesto, and with the purple basil.
I'll let you know in a minute because I'm having that next.
Yes, Bruce is a joke. He eats what I eat what's right. He eats what's left.
Oh yes.
And that was my grandma's joke because she would eat all the sweets, and my grandpa would say, "She eats what's I eat what's right, and she eats what's left."